bold, wild, limitless. From a very young age, society, especially the people who are most responsible for teaching them, hands them invisible boxes.
These invisible boxes shape minds to fit expectations, not possibilities, and not even dreams.
Toys labeled, futures mapped, all before they even learn to spell. At a young age, most children are often already being dictated about their gender just based on the adult's observation of their behavior. But really, do we actually think about how these affect them once they become adults?
For scenario 1, we can see that mother is scolding her daughter because she's playing video games, which are technically for boys. And for part 2, the father finds out the son likes My Little Pony and scolds him for that as well.
We hate the people who we see are still stereotyping in today's generation. We despise them for not being knowledgeable enough, and we blame them for growing up thinking that it's what's normal. But are they really the one to blame for having been instilled these values since they were little? Who is the one to blame? Who is the cause of this issue?
What we do not realize is how we talk to our children about gender while they're still young affects how they grow up having this realization that some things are equipped for men and for women only. And this perspective or this kind of perspective forms the gender stereotyping here in our society.
These stereotypes aren't just harmless habits, they are walls. Walls that keep children from being who they really are. Walls that tell them what they can't be instead of what they could be.
We can still change this by listening, by encouraging, by letting kids choose their own colors, their own voices, and their own paths. Because what we say and what we don't matters. And it matters most when they are still learning who they are.
We as adults are the ones responsible for shaping the world that children grow up in. With every word, every reaction, we teach them what they grow up to see as okay. I believe that we should teach them that everything they love is okay, as long as it's kind and it's true.
While they're still young, let's teach them to stand with each other, not against, lifting them to celebrate differences instead of judging them.
Some research emphasize that early childhood should be a time of exploration, not categorization. When we deny them, we don't just take away a toy. We take away a chance for discovery, confidence, and growth.
This would lead to something that is known as a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if the boy hears that boys don't cry, that means he'll suppress his emotions. If a girl hears that only boys can do math, then that means she'll just give up on the subject, even though she might be actually good at it.
Our beliefs about them became their beliefs about themselves, and over time, those beliefs shapes their reality.
In today's generation, where we only let little girl to play with dolls and little boy to play with cars,
This only falls into gender schema, where a young child discovers his or her gender not only by what they are told directly.
But also, how do they categorize everything they see? From toys, colors, and behaviors.
From the moment we were born, the society imposes on us the idea of what we can be or how we should behave based solely on our gender.
this mindset has been passed down through generations, limiting what we can achieve and how we see ourselves. But this ends now.
The time to challenge these norms are here. The time to make progress is now. It is time to advocate for a world where every child feels free and safe as they grow, unburdened by the weight of restrictive expectations.
Now, it's time to build a society where every child, regardless of their gender, has the freedom to think, has the freedom to dream, and can act without any limits. We must not stand by and watch future generations suffer under the same chain of outdated beliefs. So let's change for this future. Let's change for the children.